Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
Hello, and welcome to the webinar on net zero emissions. I'm Vipin, working as a senior inside sales engineer at Erith Group. So let's walk through the agenda. We'll start with introduction to the emission source, environmental frameworks, detection and testing standards, materials as a solution, and practices. So let's start with the source first. So here we have listed out the major segments where we can see the emission happening in industry level, especially in oil and gas system. It can be in exploration, production, transportation, refining, or distribution, etc. Like upstream, downstream, and midstream. Uh, that is upstream, downstream, and midstream. There are multiple equipments involved, and there are these are working in different environmental conditions and processes. Pressure and temperature are the important safety related parameters to um, uh, parameters. The two parameters are closely linked in the system where gases or vapors are present, with the behavior of the gas or vapor governed by the combined gas loss can create impact on the system. This impact generally happens in the weakest point, and the weakest point would be the joints. Example, the blowout preventer, BOP, is a specialized valve or a similar mechanical device used to seal, control, and monitor oil and gas wells to prevent blowouts. Um, the uncontrolled release of crude oil or natural gas from the well. Let's get into the next slide. Here we are explaining about the various emissions. You can see the graph which represents the emission level from 1990 to 2022. Below pie chart which represents the different segments and the ratio of methane gas and NMVOC's emission in 2022. NMVOCs are emitted to air as combustion products as vapors arises from the petrol and solvents use and forms numerous other sources. NMVOCs can navigate impact on health and environmental environment. Firstly, NMVOCs can react with other air pollutants outdoor in the presence of sunlight via UV, that is ultraviolet, to produce ground level ozone, which can affect the vegetation. Methane emissions are major contributors to the increase in greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere and are responsible for up to one third of global heating. Methane is a potent greenhouse gas. Uh, in this slide, we'll speak about the equipment which is emitting the uncontrolled fugitive emissions. As per the pie chart and as per the observation, it's around 60% of emissions which is from the valves and other equipments like pumps, compressors, flanges, relief valves, which contributes other percentage of emissions, other 40%. As we have discussed in the first slide, the pressure and temperature are the important safety related parameters. Here, um, we can solve 91% of emission from the equipment present. We at Erith can solve 90% of emission from the equipment present. We will share the insights in the coming slides. If you're interested to know more, you can do email us. Observation of leakage. What to concentrate on? Valve stem and other sealants like the flanges are the major part in a valve where the leakage can happen. Valve stem alone contributes around 80% of emission and other 20% from the other joints like flanges. Let's get into the environmental framework. So here we'll be discussing about the governance and other related parameters. So we again we have to discuss about where the um, emissions are happening. It is happening due to the human activity. So because of different processes which is not monitored, and in that aspect, actually this or we can say in ignorance, and because of that this is happening. So government has framed different laws for and governing departments for controlling this one. So this is one of the insight from UAE government, saying that what is the amount of emissions which is happening from energy, transportation, IPPUs, and it is industries, agriculture, and wastage. So different emissions like NO2s, SO2s, carbon dioxides, NMVOCs, PM10, and PM. So these are some of the emissions which is happening. So here we have listed out the governing agencies and their agenda for upcoming years. That goes up to 2031 to 2050. So Federal Law of number 24, 1999. They have so there are different legalizations, strategic reviews, and also the stakeholders, consultants who are working behind it for achieving the agenda. This is a Kyoto Protocol, which is specifically for the industrial segment. Um, this is COP 28. So the first COP, that is COP, which is conducted on 1995 at Berlin. And there are around 28 sittings happen. This Conference of Parties, COP, which is recently conducted at UAE. So from that, this is the outcome. Like methane is the primary component, and responsible for around 1/3 of the planetary warming. This is tend to be growing up to 13% between 2030. So the governing agencies should concentrate and reduce this level of emission. Let's move on to the next slide, the detection and testing standards. So this is a small flow chart which represents like from this governing agencies to the end users, and the standard bodies and valve manufacturer and valve packing manufacturer, what they do and how to cater to that to attaining the environmental laws. Um, we will get into the next slide. This is a ladder program which is designed by EPA. So it is started at 1999. So this is a reactive approach, leak detection and repair. So this is a program which is designed when a leak happens in a refinery or petrochemical industry, and what actions to be taken. So this is designed by the EPA. We have also a proactive approach, which is similar to the ladder program, where we will collect all the parameters from your side, and we will be having um, solutions for that. I will be explaining this slide regarding that. This is a flow chart, identification of the component, leak detection, monitoring the components, repairing the components, and record keeping. So this is the ladder program flow chart. In the picture nearby, you can also see the amount of equipments a chemical plant can have. So in the proactive approach, we can give a solution based on your design condition, where we can help on product selection, installation, maintenance, even the affiliated components like flanges and struts and bolts selection. Even we can advise on the torque parameter, In case if you want any certification, we can also provide with that. In the next slide, we will be explaining about the fugitive emission. ISO and API we'll mainly concentrate on. There are two segments like part 1 and part 2 for ISO 15848. For API 622, 624, and 641. In the next slide, I will just show you the emissions testing equipment involved. The flow starts from the methane emission, which is 95%, 97%, and then it goes to the pressure control methane, and then to the flanges. We have a the setup has an actuator which reciprocates, and this help this give not real time and prototype model. With this we can detect the this is just a model of the actual running condition. So with this we can monitor the emissions, and the certification will be provided based on that. API 622. This is one of the standard for the valve packing. So there are this is from the beginning. So there are around 3 revisions made for API 622 based on the current environmental condition. Now it has narrowed down to around 100 ppmv, and Garlock we are certified for API 622 fugitive emission for valve packing. In the next slide, I will just show you the small model of a chemical plant and some of the equipments involved. In this, what are all the solutions we can give. So I'll just zoom it through. In here, you can see the key components like gaskets, compression packing expansion joints, metal gaskets, butterfly valves. These are some of the solutions we can provide to you. So these are some of the brands which is specifically designed for the conditions involved, like for the two towers, cooling towers or reactors, for the flanges, control valves. So we have designed the solution specifically for this applications. Here we will be explaining only regarding this valve packings, especially LE packings, that is low emission packing. 1303 FEP. This is one of the key solution for this fugitive emission. It is a graphite packing for valves made with Graph-Lock yarn containing inconol in it, making it thermally conductive. The style 1303 FEP was designed to comply with the most VOCs and VHAP emission regulation. Graph-Lock is a compound of a pure exfoliated flakes of graphite material. And here I have shown the 1303 FEP testing standard according to API 622. So this is the real-time testing which is conducted for this one, and I'll just zoom in through the results of the test. This is one of the key solution. This is a quick set, which is designed for old and worn out valves, which is already in function. This cup and cone design is a patented technology, which is an optimum solution. This is for the quick replacement format. There is no requirement to completely dismantle the valve from the line. This is designed to do the repair works and replace the compression packing when it is in the line. We need to switch off the process and comply to the refinery laws, and then we can carry out this procedure. So 9000 EVSPLE is one of the type of quickset. This is one of the low emission packing lineup designed for the quickset format. 9000 EVSP simplified set expands radially when the gland is tightened, creating a positive valve stem ODI and OD seal as well as stuffing box ID seal. So as I have shown in the previous slide, it can create a good um, active sealing. This is 9001 quickset. Low emission service for long life, even for it can be used for shallow stuffing boxes. The compact design of the quickset helps reduce valve stem friction over the other taller set designs, resulting in more effective, less costly use of plant resources to control actuated valves. This is the assembly process for the quickset, where we have to dismantle the complete valve assembly and then measure the IDOD of the stuffing box. We have to measure also the depth of the box, and based on the design condition, we have different sets of quick set available, so we can do accordingly. If you want to see the complete installation procedure, we will share the link in the chat box at the end of the presentation, so you can quickly run through. There are two sessions. One section mainly for the LE assembly, and the other is for the normal valves. For 9001 and 9000 quickset assembly, this is the real-time testing certificates. The next one will be the 212 ULE, which is designed to meet the stringent fugitive emission testing standards, and also offers the fire safety and chemical resistance like over other low emission valves stem packing procedure. This is easy to use. This actually designed for the ladder process, where once the leak detection happen, and if you want to rectify it, this will be helpful, where you can carry this box to the site, and you can use this further. This will simplify the ladder program with the 212 ULE. So there are two packages. One packing you can use in between. So there is a combination based on based on the parameters. There is a combination advised in the box itself. The parameters will be written down, so you can use accordingly. So I'll hand it over to Hamza for the further presentation.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Vipin. Um, Vipin has given us an amazing detailed overview of the emission standards in place, the sources of emissions, and the solutions for the emissions that are currently seen in the industry. Apart from those, I'd like to add that we do have a range of products that cater to the replacement of these compression packings from the system. So we have a stem. We need the compression packing that is worn out to be removed from the gland, and we need to place the new compression packing in. For these replacement procedures, or if it's a new valve that is being put in place, we have to put a new compression packing into the gland, and for those we will require tools, and those tools for an effective installation and replacement, you will need a complete range of tools that are designed for packing maintenance job. So, talking about the installation procedures for a safe and effective compression packing installation, you will need vernier calipers. You will need heat-treated basic spare tools. You will need steel blades if you require a field cutting of these compression packings. However, we do provide compression packings according to your size, according to the requirement of either a spool or cut rings. Both are provided. But if it ever occurs that you require field cutting, then you will be requiring these steel blades as well as uh, different products. So we have corkscrews. These are used to pinch into the compression packing that is already put in the place to remove the worn out compression packing. So these come into different types of tools. One is the solid rod, and the other is a flexible rod. So both can be used to take out the compression packing that has worn out, and these cord screw tips can also be replaceable. So we do have that tool that replaces the corkscrew if it is worn out or damaged after multiple uses, so that you don't have to change the entire tool all over again. So these can be replaced at a minimum cost. So we do have solid shaft packing extractors as well as shaft to packing extractors that are flexible, just to protect the gland from getting damaged whenever a replacement is being put in place. So apart from that, as I told you, if you need field cutting of these compression packings, you'll need a packing cutter. So you'll these like packing cutters are typically required to cut through Kevlar fabric or through copper sheath heads of these compression packings, or sometimes these compression packings do have wire inserts braided inside them. So these compression packings need to be cut using these the guillotine packing cutters. Um, Apart from that, we have as we've been talked about the sources of emissions, and 80% of emissions from a valve are from the stem. However, we are going to talk about the 20% remaining emissions that do come from the valve bonnet or the flange connections of these valves. So, in order to have a holistic overview of emissions control and to provide a complete solution to every emission related problem, we have the family of cascading products that Erith offers provides a unique advantage over conventional sealing solutions, whether it be high temperature solutions, high temperature gasketing needs, or corrosive or abrasive media. We have a full line of gasketed products for these chemically aggressive service as well as highly corrosive media. So the gaskets that we provide uh, can be sheet and cut gaskets, being non-metallic gaskets, as well as we provide metallic gaskets. So the usual Camprofies corrugated metal gaskets as well as spiral wound gaskets are provided. With materials such as commonly found stainless steels, all the way to exotic metals, as per the requirement of the service media, or as per the requirement of the processes. We do have, if we talk about the non-metallic gaskets, we have premium grade rubber gaskets. We do have aramid fiber gaskets, as well as extreme temperature capable gaskets of up to 1,000 degrees Celsius. And we have other graphite and carbon-based gaskets also. Um, I feel like with this, we have covered the valve-based application of sealing solutions for emission controls in as brief a manner as possible. So, Thank you for joining in for this web-based seminar. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them now, please. You can use the option on the top to put in your questions, and we will respond to them accordingly. If you do have any questions, we'll be waiting for those questions. So if you do have any other questions that you would like to ask later, please feel free to contact us and we will be happy to respond. Thank you for joining this webinar. A recording of this webinar will be sent to you shortly, and it will be available to view later on. We hope to see you again soon in the next webinar. We hope for a safe, effective, and economical operations of your installations and facilities. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.